Michael Saylor is currently down $12 billion in his Bitcoin holdings. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions, and we have to talk about this. As of right now, Strategy officially records its largest ever unrealized Bitcoin loss of 12 billion smacks after selling its BTC that sparked this entire sell-off. Strategy basically lost 4,800x more than it made when it sold its 32 Bitcoins. Now, this can get a lot worse before it gets better. And that's the part that really excites me. Now, let me make this very clear. A lot of people were commenting, Ricky, why do you get so excited when people are losing money? No. Just like you were excited when you were invested in Bitcoin or whatever it is that you were invested in as it went up, why were you excited? Because you're making money. Well, mine's the same thing. I'm shorting Microstrategy and it sells off as it sells off when Bitcoin sells off. So my team is excited when Bitcoin sells off, not because other people are losing money, but because we're making money. That's the whole reason you're here. That's the whole reason I'm here. We're all here for the same reason, to make money. Don't get upset with me because you didn't take profits. All the red flags were there, right? My biggest issue with crypto is that you guys can never take accountability for anything it is that you do or don't do. It's always Michael Saylor's fault, Tom Lee's fault, everyone else's fault. It's my fault, it's Trump's fault that you didn't sell your crypto at all-time highs, that you bought too much at elevated levels, and now you're upset with everyone else. Who's the idiot that clicked the buy button? You. So again, it's super simple. You made a mistake. Now looking back, it's so much easier to acknowledge and to realize that, hey, crypto is just a speculative asset. If you want to make money on it, you need to know how to buy the lows and sell the highs, or short the highs and cover out the lows. Super simple, right? But your inability and your lack of common sense to not over leverage yourself at overbought levels, now you're probably down an uncomfortable amount. And that's why you're getting upset with everyone, because now someone has to be at fault and it can't be you, right? This is the part that bothers me. This is why I've made numerous videos about Bitcoin, especially when it was at elevated levels. Over 50% of all Bitcoin BTC in circulation is now currently held at an unrealized loss. That is so discouraging. That means that, and this is the part that I think it is kind of funny, because when you ask people in the comment section, oh, no, I'm up. I bought at $2,000 per Bitcoin. Then why are you complaining that it's pulling on back? You would never hear me complain about NVIDIA pulling back 10, 20% if I bought it at $3 a share. It's trading at 200, but it went from 220 to 200. I would only be complaining if I didn't believe it myself anymore and if I'm at a loss, because now I feel uncomfortable. And that is the problem. What are the three things we always try to preach? Risk management, position size management, and never being afraid to take profits. That is what has bothered people. I do the same thing on Instagram, on YouTube, and on Twitter. And the idea of encouraging beginners to be calculated, be intentional. Dude, even on our homepage for LPP, which is our paid service, you don't even have to join LPP. We provide it for you for free. Our little risk to reward ratio calculator tool, so you can calculate and plan out your trades before you actually take them, even to figure out your success rate. We provide all of that for free. So hopefully beginners that want to take it serious enough can be intentional enough to plan out their actual trades before they actually take them. Be calculated. But your inability to be calculated and just hoping for the best, this is the part that's super laughable. I've held BTC from 106 to 200K and back down to 3K. You think I give an F about this pullback? Buying more at 51K. Why is that cool? You have no risk management. You're not taking profits. Again, we're all here for the same reason. It's to make money. Your inability of knowing when to take profits and when to get back in, so you don't have to experience that 90% loss again, that just has never made sense to me. Crypto trades as a speculative asset. Always has and always will. those that got in early on have a lot more of a cushion than those getting in now. Even if you buy now, I think it makes more sense to buy Bitcoin now than it did back in when it was trading at all-time highs. With that being said, I still think it's speculative. I would never buy Bitcoin myself, but again, I believe in anyone's right to buy Bitcoin. Just do it with a freaking dollar amount that you can actually tolerate and know that it can get worse before it gets better. Hear this, BlackRock dumped over 30,000 Bitcoins. It also dumped 161,000 Bitcoins. The biggest players in the world are escaping risk fast. Again, it's a game of musical chairs with crypto. This is always the same thing. I don't even care if crypto does find its support here at 60K, which I don't think it will, but that's just me. If crypto breaks or holds below 60K, at that point, it would have lost over 50% of its value. That's not a good trade. I don't care if you bought in at 120, it's sold off to 60K, and then it goes back up to 150. At that point, you still have terrible risk management, and you are one bad trade away from giving it all back. I truly do believe that. Again, knowing when to be, calculated and light on your position at overbought levels in preparation for pullbacks. So we don't know where the bottom is. No one does. We don't know if the bottom is 60K. We don't know if it's going to be 15K. With that being said, just as any trader or investor, the focus should be to buy low in calculated ways, in tasteful ways where the position size is not too large. You can tolerate the time that it might take for it to recover, and that if it sells off more, maybe it still excites you, right? Because you can get a better deal if you truly do believe in this asset. But if it does continue to sell off and it breaks below 60 and it's already pretty bad for you, just know that, again, it can get a lot worse, because this initial sell-off for BTC was when Microstrategy sold 32 Bitcoins. They still hold 800,000. So what happens if they start selling in the thousands or even in the hundreds? What happens then? More panic, more selling pressure, and the very unfortunate part about crypto is that a lot of traders are over leveraged, meaning that they're trading on borrowed funds so they can get forced to liquidate. And that's why you see so often so many people forced to sell. Michael Saylor doesn't have that problem because Michael Saylor borrows against his shareholders. So again, the problem that you and I would have when we're over leveraged is not the same problem he would have. The only obligation he has is to pay his preferred shareholders, which is for STRC. He owes them a dividends. He talks about that he's just going to refinance, and it just brings it back to the refinance where, Michael. It's hilarious if you haven't seen this interview. With that being said, again, I don't believe in Bitcoin. I think it will get worse before it gets better, especially if we break below 60,000. I think at that point we can see 50, we can see 40,000. I'm taking it day by day. If Bitcoin breaks below 60,000, I will double, if not triple, my short on MicroStrategy. If it begins to show signs of a support at 60,000 and begins to recover, I will respect it and close out my short. That simple. It's not complicated. I'm not married to the stock. I don't need it to crash. But as of right now, market sentiment looks pretty weak, looks pretty bearish, and we are so close to that 60K mark that if it does begin to present itself, there's a lot of money to be made, and I'm all here for it, right? I'm excited because we're here to make money, nothing more, right? So you can either get with it or continue to soak in it. Again, tough love, right? If you want to learn more about how we trade the markets, remember, shorting comes at a greater form of risk. It's not for everyone, but we do cover it in our LPP lesson library. Again, like I said, everything from our risk to reward ratio tools, our daily live trading sessions, our private group chat, and the A to Z video lesson library are all part of LPP. It's a one-time payment, lifetime access. It's the second link in the description down below, and there will be a big discount that will be offered once you click on the site. It's going to be $300 off, promo code SAVE300. And again, whenever it is that you're ready to join, second link down below, and you can start watching me trade live as soon as tomorrow. I appreciate you guys' time. I hope that earned a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing, and like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.